Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Graphic Design 220. This is the fundamentals of print design. And I want to take just a couple of minutes to walk through the course with you. This is week one, so I'm going to talk about week one as well, but I just want to give you the lay of the land a little bit, how things work and where things go. I'm assuming a lot of you, this isn't your first online class, so you probably know where everything is at. Be sure, ask questions if you're confused or lost or whatever. Ask early, ask quickly. My information is down here in the My Professor section. If you click on that, you should find my information and my email. I am on campus. I have office hours. If you want to swing by and see me and you're in town, great. If not, don't worry about it. You can email me and I'll get back to you. Announcements. You found this section, so that's good. I will post announcements every week. We'll start the week off with an announcement video where I kind of talk through the week's work. I also look back at the weeks before and give you some assessment on that. I can help to explain things a little bit better on here, do some demonstrations if needed, but I'm also more than happy to do that one-on-one with you if you want to Skype, if you have a question about something, so we can take care of that. It's always better to ask early than ask late, much harder to fix things when we wait too long. So we are here in the announcements section. Read this stuff. It's important. This tells us a little bit about the course, and this is the basics of things that you need to know how it's going to operate. So you need to look through all of this. I won't read it to you. I think you can handle that. All right. Let's look at the syllabus next real quickly. You should read these. It's wise. And I want to point out a couple of things on the part one syllabus. This gives you basically the course description, what our objectives are, and also the grading scale. So good to have that on hand. And then the part two syllabus actually breaks down the grades here for you so you know what's needed. It also lists for us our textbooks. Let's see. So for this one, we have a graphic design school. That is this book here. And then we also have graphic design rules. This is also known as Thou Shalt Not Use Comic Sans. So if you have the former version of it, that is fine as well. They're the same book. No change other than the title. So these are the two books that we're going to be using in this class. Pay attention to where those things are at. You can keep an eye on your grades and kind of figure out where you're at throughout the course with that information. All right, so course information, things are due on Thursdays in this class. And then, so threads that you have to post are due on Thursdays. Then when you have to comment on students' work other than your own, those comments are due by Sunday. So that's Central Standard Time Zone. If you're not in that time zone, map it out, put it on your phone, do something so that you know what time things are due in your time zone, right? Hopefully you can sort that out. I'm sure you can. Comment expectations, this is all standard kind of boilerplate information. You will have one project in this class, so that's where the critique comes in. You don't need to worry about for a while, but know that this information is here so that you can refer back to it. Commenting, when you're commenting on other threads, you need to do 2 comments, 2 different people, 2 different days. So if you post your assignment on Monday, then you can post your comments on Tuesday and Wednesday, or on Monday and Tuesday, as long as it's not the same day that you posted that you post all of your comments. Hopefully that makes sense. The idea here is to have more people participating. If you always post on Monday and you comment on Monday, you're only going to see Monday people. You're not going to see the work or hear the feedback from other people. So you want to spread it out. It's required. Points get docked if you don't do it on different days. So just be aware of it. It's easy to get the hang of it. We use process books in this class, and we're going to stretch out the process on one project in this 12-week course. So we're going to walk through every step of the way. There are videos here for each step of the process. There is a template that you will be using. This is right here, and a little video that kind of walks you through using the template. If you don't use InDesign, if you haven't used InDesign before, you will be using it in this class. It's not complicated. We've made a template for you. We're gonna show you how to do it as you go through it. You'll get feedback along the way, but even if you've never used it before, it's time to jump right in. So we're gonna jump right in and use it. You'll get the hang of it. I promise you, everybody does. So don't worry about it. There's lots of information in here. And again, you can contact me or you can contact classmates in the Hands in the Air section. So we will look at that in just a minute. All right, projects in this class, we have one recurring project that we do every single week, and that's the pick one, and that's out of this book here. So these have different rules. Each page is a different rule, and you're going to be picking out rules that you can find examples of, and I mean print examples, right? This is fundamentals of print design, so you need to find print examples. That means you cannot get on the computer to find them. You need to find things around you. Books, magazines, newspapers, packaging material. Yes, this is print, right? It's printed. It's metal. You can print on metal, right? Don't find on the computer. Find real examples, okay? And you're going to find examples of things that work and don't work. So one rule, and you're going to find a good and a bad for each one of them. Now, some weeks, the rules are a little bit harder to find. I will try to talk to you about those weeks and give you some heads up if it's a week where I think, you know, a couple of the rules are going to be easier to find. Okay, so be aware of that. Post your images in the thread. Some people do it just as like a Word document and then make a PDF out of it. If you're already using InDesign, I would do that. Just make it an InDesign and make a PDF out of it. PDFs are fine, or just posting within the thread is fine. Not everybody has Word, so don't post a docx because not everybody will be able to open it. All right, so keep that in mind. Then we have our big project. Again, this is going to take us through the entire course, all 12 weeks. You're going to have designers that you can pick from here on this list. When you click on it, you pick somebody out. We're not doing that yet. Don't pick it out yet. I'll let you know when, but you can read all of this and think through it. So you're going to be making an infographic poster. Again, the design process that we will be using, go back here, the design process takes us through all of these steps, from writing initial questions about it to written research to visual research. So we'll work our way through it. Don't look at the project and think, oh my gosh, I have no idea what an infographic poster is. I don't know anything about this. I'm completely overwhelmed. Don't worry. We're going to walk through it together. We're going to learn it together. All right? Okay. So that's projects. Discussion board is right here. Let me turn our edit mode off so some of these things disappear here. All right, so discussion board is here, and this is where you go to submit things. The first thread in here is the hands in the air. When you click on that, it's going to say subscribe here. You want to click on that, and it will subscribe to you. If you already have, it says unsubscribe, like mine does here. We do that as a way to basically raise your hand in a classroom and ask a question. Everybody can hear the question. Everybody can hear the answer. That's the idea. I don't want to answer something 15 times. You don't want to listen to it answered 15 times. So check the hands in the air, post in the hands in the air. Students can answer each other's questions in there. It doesn't always have to be me. If you know the answer, jump right in, okay? Sometimes you're going to be faster than me too. I've got a bunch of classes that I'm teaching and am pretty busy with it, so I can't always get in there as quickly as maybe you can. So keep an eye on that section. Make sure that you subscribe. That's to your Bellevue email. You'll get an email telling you that someone's posted in there. So do check your Bellevue email. I know people prefer to just use one. I understand it, but you can't in here. It has to be connected to your Bellevue email, okay? All right, so then week 2, we can look right here in the discussion board and see what things are due. We've got 1, 2, 3 things due in week 1. Week 2, we've got 1, 2, 3 things due, and you can see that in there, right? Let's go to week 1, and we can see we've got some assignments here. So we also got reading. We're starting with the graphic design school. And this first reading in here, pages 10. Is that page 10? Yeah, right there, page 10 through 13. You'll notice there's a lot of pictures in here and some text, but a lot of pictures. So even if it looks like a big, thick book, don't feel daunted by that either. And this one too, oh my gosh, it's very fast read. So this is really talking about research and concepts. That's perfect because we're going to be starting with research and concepts right off the bat with our first project. But read through this. It's just talking about being open to new experiences, really idea generation. How are you going to get ideas? How are you going to come up with things without always, going to Google Images and searching for what somebody else has already done on that, okay? it's a method. It's one method. It's not the only method, and it's certainly not the most original. It's not going to give you the most original ideas. So as you read through this, it's going to give you some ideas for things that you can do. Take notes on it. Think about it. Maybe some of it you're already doing, right? Hopefully some of it you're already doing. So assignment 1.1 here. Oh, here, second, graphic design rules. We've got, I know we jump around here, but I try and put them in an order that is more helpful based on what we're actually reading about. So we've got pages, sorry, not rules, but pages 336. So that's, let's see, right here, the practice of design, 336 all the way to 377, which is the end of that section, that little green section, if I can get there. Right there. Okay, so this is the section that you're reading. And again, these are simple rules. I mean, look at these. It's not a lot of reading, and you'll find that they're fun, right? So, you know, with this reading, you don't have a pick one this week. You do next week. Okay, you don't have a reading assignment next week in this. Okay, do the reading this week, mull it over, think about it. It'll give you a little extra time this first round to go out and find those print examples of whichever rule you decide to select. Okay, and when you do post in that in week 2, make sure you post the rule number that you're doing so that we know what rule you're doing. Okay, we'll get back to that. I'll talk about week 2 next week. So week 1, we've got some reading to do. And once you've done that, then you're going to work on assignment 1 here. This is just sort of an introduction here about print and finding a print item that can introduce you to us. 1.2 here, you have to broaden your horizons, right? So that's what this reading is talking about, ways to find ideas, to think about things differently, to come up with new ways of looking at not just the world, but at design in particular. So you're going to tell us what you're already doing and maybe some of the things that you want to try. Hopefully this gives you some suggestions in here that you hadn't heard of or thought of, or maybe just hadn't considered doing in a while. We get busy. I know life can really take away the luxury of, you know, going for a walk or whatever, but you have to start to think about those things as part of your schooling and part of your career orientation. If they give you ideas, then it is part of your design process and it's part of the work that you do. So think about it and tell us what you're already doing and what things you're going to try. 1.3, you've got a link here to a video and then a link here to a short article. Watch the video, read the article, and then answer these questions here. And this also includes your take on that final statement there. Again, thinking about print since this is a print class. So that is week 1. I think it should be pretty clear, but if you have questions, again, hand in the air section or contact me through the My Professor section, and I look forward to working with you.